Barakat is a Cambridge-based non-profit organization working on providing basic education to girls and women in Afghanistan and Pakistan. The organization was founded in 1994 by Chris Walter and his business partner, Habibullah Karimi, a refugee from Afghanistan. And so they first built and ran schools in Attock, Punjab, Pakistan. And since then, Barakat has grown from one school into an organization serving more than 3,000 women and children each year.
You know, our objective from the beginning was to provide the best programs and facilities that we could, and you know, we're not a big NGO like most of the NGOs that work in Afghanistan. We don't have that kind of structure. We never did. We have a light footprint on the ground.
These are cultures that traditionally have not supported women being educated, and with what's happened with the Taliban, that's only become more extreme in terms of how difficult it is for a girl, and just the general economic circumstances that families find themselves in both of those countries mean that a child becomes an economic resource. And so in some ways what you're trying to provide and educate in terms of their parents is that that child can be more of an economic resource if they progress through school.
So part of the Barakat strategy is to educate people about the importance of education, and then why our programs are a good fit for your needs as an adult or as the head of household or the mother of the children, whichever it is.
In Afghanistan, we run 2 schools. We also have literacy programs, a lower level literacy program and a higher level literacy program. We also have human rights teacher training workshops, and this is mainly a workshop for teachers of our school, teachers of other government schools, for community and religious leaders, just to teach them what the human rights are for women and girls.
Very common for us to hear a girl or a woman from a higher level literacy program, either in the 7th or 8th grade, saying how their studies were interrupted because their families decided to just pull them out of the school. And then they were married at a young age. It's very common for them to have children by the age 13 or 14. By the time they're 18, it's very common for them to have at least 3 or 4 children. And then they were busy rearing their kids, and it takes them years to then have enough courage to go to their husbands or go to their dads and say, I really want to continue my education and enroll back in school through Barakat and get to that level. And the dreams that these people have, regardless of their age, these girls and women have, are what makes the story most amazing for me. And the dreams are as simple and as lofty as just, I want to be educated, so I want to make sure that when a letter arrives in the mail, I'm able to read it. It's really simple as that. To, I really want to be a teacher because I admire this in this teacher, and I see how much they care about their students, and I feel like I can make a contribution to my own community because it's really important for everyone to be educated.
Since I'm very much in touch with that community, then we know many of those students who attended our schools back in the early to mid-90s on, and I often hear about what they're doing, and a lot of them have really been able to access different types of employment and different types of work and do things that they wouldn't have been able to do if they hadn't had that education.
Even if we can educate one student and he goes on to do something great, that's a big difference because he's going to educate his community then. There's going to be a multiplier effect in which that will be passed on to the next, to his family, and so on, the whole generation.
That oftentimes I feel like in contemporary society we're told like we can't make a difference, an individual can't make a difference. Here I feel like you can make a huge difference in somebody else's life, somebody you may never meet, but somebody across the world will have an experience and potentially open up a world to them through education and literacy that they may never have had because you've donated money, donated your time. That's an inspiring message to me.